Unlock the secrets to healthier, more abundant gardens with the power of companion planting. In the lush, interconnected world of horticulture, companion planting stands as a testament to nature's wisdom. This age-old practice, deeply rooted in agricultural history, harnesses the natural relationships between plants to foster a thriving garden ecosystem. By placing certain plants together, gardeners can naturally enhance growth, repel pests, and improve the overall soil health. Imagine the ancient gardens where civilizations like the Egyptians and Native Americans recognized the benefits of specific plant alliances. They observed that some plants, when grown together, could deter pests or improve the growth and flavor of their neighbors. This wasn't just coincidence, it was the magic of mutual growth. For instance, when nitrogen-fixing legumes are planted next to nitrogen-loving corn, the legumes supply the necessary nitrogen to the corn, enhancing its growth without the need for chemical fertilizers. This symbiotic relationship exemplifies how companion planting promotes a healthier, more sustainable garden environment. Imagine your garden not just as a collection of plants, but as a dynamic ecosystem of mutual support. Dive into the wise ways of the Three Sisters, a legendary companion planting trio. This age-old method, practiced by Native American tribes for generations, demonstrates a perfect example of ecological agriculture that's both sustainable and highly effective. Let's explore how these plants support each other in a thriving community. Picture this: towering corn stalks stretch towards the sky, their sturdy stems offering the perfect trellis for beans to climb. As these beans ascend, they engage in a remarkable act of give and take. They pull nitrogen from the air, an essential nutrient, and fix it into the soil, effectively fertilizing the ground below for their plant partners. Meanwhile, at the base of this verdant assembly, squash plants spread their broad, leafy arms across the earth. These large leaves do more than just soak up the sun. They create a living mulch that shades the soil. This natural canopy retains moisture and keeps the soil cool, even during the sweltering heat of summer. As if that weren't enough, the squash leaves also help to suppress weeds, which might otherwise compete with the corn and beans for space and nutrients. The benefits of this trio extend beyond their physical support and soil enhancement. The beans' ability to fix nitrogen reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, which are often costly and harmful to the environment. The dense foliage of the squash minimizes the space available for weeds, reducing the need for herbicidal interventions. This not only saves effort, but also protects the garden ecosystem from the potentially harmful effects of chemicals. In essence, the Three Sisters planting strategy is more than just a technique for growing vegetables. It's a sophisticated model of interdependence and mutual benefit. It teaches us valuable lessons about cooperation and sustainability that are just as applicable in today's world as they were centuries ago. This trio not only thrives together, but also brings a balance that has been celebrated for centuries. Enhance your garden's flavor and health with tomatoes and basil. Imagine stepping into your garden to the sweet aroma of basil mingling with the robust scent of ripe tomatoes. This isn't just a treat for the senses, it's a strategic alliance in the plant world. Basil, with its strong scent, is a natural deterrent for many garden pests, including thrips and mosquitoes. These insects are less likely to approach your precious tomato plants when basil stands guard. But the benefits don't stop at pest control. There's an old gardener's tale that suggests basil can actually enhance the flavor of tomatoes. While the science remains a bit elusive on this, many seasoned gardeners swear by this flavorful synergy, noticing richer, more vibrant tomatoes when grown alongside basil. Let's talk about growing these companions. Tomatoes are sun lovers, thriving in full sunlight for at least 6 to 8 hours a day. Basil, on the other hand, enjoys a similar amount of sun but can appreciate a little afternoon shade, which makes it a perfect understory plant to taller tomato varieties. For optimal growth, space your tomato plants about 18 to 24 inches apart. Nestle basil plants in between. This spacing allows ample air circulation, reducing the risk of fungal diseases and giving both plants enough room to flourish. This aromatic pairing does more than cook up a storm in the kitchen, it creates a fortress in the garden. Scene script. Why does companion planting work wonders for your garden? Let's dig into the rich soil of benefits that companion planting brings to your garden. At its heart, this practice isn't just about growing plants side by side, it's about creating a harmonious community where each member contributes positively to the environment. Firstly, companion planting dramatically improves soil health. Imagine a garden where plants are not just taking from the soil but giving back. Legumes, for instance, fix nitrogen in the soil, which benefits neighboring plants that thrive on nitrogen-rich earth. This natural fertilization process reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, which are often harsh on the environment and can disrupt the delicate balance of soil nutrients. Moreover, the yield from a garden practicing companion planting is generally higher. This isn't magic, it's science. Plants like tall sunflowers provide shade for lower-growing shade-loving plants. This natural canopy can lead to a longer growing season and protection from the midday sun, which, in turn, increases overall productivity and yield. Perhaps one of the most appealing benefits is the reduced need for chemical pesticides. With the right plant combinations, you can create a natural defense system. Marigolds, for example, emit a scent that repels pests, protecting more vulnerable plants nearby. This means fewer chemicals in the garden and on your plate. In essence, when plants are grown together, they form a support network. Through their intertwined roots and shared space, they not only coexist, but help each other thrive. Each plant in a companion setup not only lives, but helps live. Ready to transform your garden with companion planting? Think of your garden as a living laboratory, where each plant contributes its unique properties to create a thriving ecosystem. To embark on this journey of companion planting, let's first consider the basics: soil type, climate, and garden space. These factors play a crucial role in determining which plants will be your garden's best companions. Start by assessing your soil type. Is it sandy, clay, or loamy? Each soil type has its champions and its challengers. For instance, carrots and radishes love loose sandy soil that allows their roots to expand freely. On the other hand, leafy greens such as spinach and Swiss chard thrive in clay soils which retain moisture longer. Next, factor in your local climate. Plants that prosper in your friend's garden across the country might not do as well in yours. If you live in a cooler climate, consider companions like peas and spinach, which can tolerate a chill. Warmer climates are heaven for companions like peppers and basil. Now let's talk about garden space. Whether you have sprawling beds or a modest balcony garden, there's a companion planting strategy for you. Vertical companionship, for example, is perfect for small spaces. Think of planting tall sunflowers that provide shade for heat-sensitive lettuce growing below. Once you've got a handle on these aspects, it's time to select compatible plant pairs. A classic beginner-friendly pair is tomatoes and marigolds. Not only do marigolds help repel pests naturally, but they also beautify your garden space. Here's a simple step-by-step guide to planning your layout. 1. Sketch your garden space to scale on paper or a gardening app. 1. Mark areas according to sunlight exposure. Full sun, partial shade, full shade. 1. Place companion plants together in your sketch, considering their height and root spread. 1. Implement your plan in stages, observing how each plant responds. Remember, the key to successful companion planting is observation and adaptation. Start small, observe, and let your garden teach you its needs. Embrace the sustainability of companion planting. This method isn't just about growing plants together, it's about fostering a miniature ecosystem right in your backyard. By pairing the right plants, gardeners can create a harmonious environment that promotes biodiversity and significantly reduces the ecological footprint of traditional gardening methods. Take, for example, how marigolds repel pests that might otherwise attack nearby vegetables, or how tall sunflowers provide the much-needed shade for lower-growing, shade-loving plants. These interactions mimic natural ecosystems, reducing the need for chemical interventions. Success stories abound in the world of companion planting. One gardener shared how integrating certain flowers and herbs between vegetable rows led to a noticeable decrease in pest problems and a bountiful harvest, all without a drop of pesticide. By adopting these practices, every garden can become a beacon of sustainability and a testament to the balance of nature. Your garden is not just a space, it's a contributor to a healthier planet. Now take these insights from nature's playbook and apply them to your garden. Imagine your garden as a canvas, where each plant adds a unique stroke of color, texture, and life. The art of companion planting isn't just about aesthetics, it's about creating a thriving ecosystem where each plant supports the others around it. Start small. Perhaps pair marigolds with your tomatoes to ward off pests, or plant basil alongside your peppers to enhance their growth. Each combination you try is like turning a page in an endless book of natural wisdom. Remember, every garden is unique, so what works for one might not work for another. It's all about experimenting, observing, and adapting. Think of yourself as both artist and scientist. Test new combinations, note the results, tweak your approach, and see what thrives. Gardening is a continuous journey of discovery, filled with both challenges and rewards. Harness the power of companion planting and watch your garden and your gardening wisdom flourish.